had a pretty good weekend. So shout out to everybody who supported the show. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Of course, let me get my drops in there. How a Mother is Balancing Life in Pursuit of Dreams, an interview with actress Breyonna and Thomas by Ajay Tambe on Spotify, as well as It's Literally No Pressure, episode 154 with Peace. That's Peace with the E's are threes. So Peace. There you go, right there on the screen. 2 pieces of information that are always out there for y'all. Always check it out. Always support. Links will always be below in the in the little the little bio thing. Got y'all for sure. Always, always. Now let me talk about Molly. Let's talk about Molly. Let me go share that sound. Let's redo this video so that we can kind of like now go down to the bottom. Let's go. Probably gonna have to watch an ad. I think.
A large Malian army convoy set off on Monday from Gao towards Kidal in the north, a stronghold of the Tuareg rebels, according to 2 security officials who spoke anonymously. The convoy is made up of 119 vehicles traveling the roughly 300 kilometers to Kidal. The decision to move was taken on Sunday evening at a meeting of national security chiefs, an official said. Since the end of August, the north of Mali has seen a resumption of hostilities by armed separatist groups and intensified jihadist attacks against the Malian army. Kidal has posed a sovereignty issue since 2012, when the predominantly Tuareg groups rebelled against the state. A peace deal signed 3 years later came under strain following a coup in 2020. Since taking power, the junta has made the re-establishment of state control over the entire territory a central aim.
Yo, look at the homes, the
Their
infrastructure.
territory control over the
I
entire
would like to know
made the
more about the infrastructure over there in Mali. I've seen this in different countries as well, but this looks. I really would like to know more about that. And let me see. I want to put the location on the screen per usual to show what we're talking about in Mali. Woo woo! Look like they're living low from that little picture. That's not that's not showing the location any glory. I put some places on the screen and y'all see nice, the little greenery out there. It's all right, but that's not the most appeasing. They ain't finna appetize me to go nowhere. Here we go. But here's Mali. There's Mali for all of us, so that we know exactly where we're talking about. And then some of the other areas, N.y.a, you see Burkina Faso, a lot of other places. I told Niger. They was just on Niger like last week. So I want to make sure that everybody know what we talk about over in Africa. And I wanted to also say Mali, they signed a peace treatment, Algiers peace treatment. It was back in 2015. I wanted to chop into what that peace agreement was. That's supposed to be, that's supposed to last. The Malian government, a coalition of pro-government arms groups from northern Mali, called for the Platform Coordination Movement, alliance of rebel groups, convened in Bamako and signed an agreement to restore peace in the country. The signatures were under great pressure from international mediation team to accept the final text, which was drafted after less than a year of other indirect negotiations. So they put an agreement in order with all the gangs. Everybody just chill out. Let's shake hands. This is the leader, Asima Goata, of over there in Mali. This is currently the leader. Is like a junta, it's a junta going on. And I also want to talk about Mali and the UN, because Mali had the UN leave. They had France, we talked about how Niger told France to kick rocks. They did too when they had after they had France lead the country. The peacekeepers left the country. Y'all know how them peacekeepers get down sometimes. A lot of people come to help, but a lot of times it's some shooting, some arm, and some bombing that be going on when these people supposed to be there keeping the peace. So that's probably one reason that overall that they wanted them out. But the French, like you said, they wanted the French out of there. But I just wanted to say, I said that to say that they let these people, they got these people up out of there. But when all the when all of us got in charge, it's still no peace. That's my biggest thing. With us in charge, it's still no peace. So in North Mali has a resurgence of hostilities by a predominantly Tuareg rebels against the Malian army system in August. So here, like I said, there are multiple groups that rise up after the central government got knocked out and the peace wasn't kept. Let me see. Yeah, there was however in 2020, a coup toppled the regular civilian government. So here we are again dealing with rebel groups trying to figure out who's going to lead. You know what I'm saying the junta has been led by Asimi Gata, the guy that I put on the screen, and I just think that's unfortunate because we always talk about, man, what we gonna do when we get the power. I know what we gonna do. We gonna fight, and other groups gonna fight until we eventually come up with an agreement. And when we do come up with an agreement, somebody gonna be with Jesus. Somebody gonna be underground. They're gonna be underground. They're gonna be underground. We just gonna take power, and then the new youngins left over is gonna be the ones that then turn back around and bring that same habit back to whoever got the crown when they knocked out the big homie got knocked out. It's cool. We still remember what y'all was, and we gonna hold it on. That's the whole thing with a lot of terrorism. Y'all did what y'all did. Y'all hold that, and we're gonna be right on back. To give us a couple years. Sometimes it don't take that long, but give us a little time. We're gonna be right back. So that's my biggest issue. That Mali said, "Yo, kick your friends, the UN, y'all gotta go. Y'all gotta go." Got them out, and then turned around on their own end and still can't get things under control. The army now coming down. The army is now coming north to go head up with another group that's risen. You know what I'm saying? So y'all let me know what y'all thoughts are. Over in Mali, as I showed you, the army is now headed to so they headed to northern Mali so that they can go and do some straightening. And what are they doing is straightening against each other. And once they get there, we'll see how things kick up in the next couple of weeks. Let's see, Mali attacks on 3 army posts in the past 2 days. So they trying to give it to the army. This group is trying to give it to the army, but now the army is like, we're about to come give it to y'all. So I want to exactly see how things play out here because it's unfortunate per usual, but it's always crazy to me how I'm doing story after story of kicking these out, kicking these out, kicking these out. And then they turn around and they just keep fighting. So it's like, yo, come on, yo, get a plan together and start fighting. But it's easier said than done. It's like telling the United States, just stop giving all that money over there to Ukraine, baby. Just stop. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to give you all these long things about it. So, we'll see how everything goes. But one thing I did hear about the Ukrainian thing that I did want to share, I don't know how true it is, but I just want, since I brought up Ukraine, one guy was saying that it's important that the longest the Ukrainian people want to fight and push Russia back, fight, push Russia back, which leads to the United States completely keeping their physical people out of that country will lead to less. It is literally they saying that y'all think that we doing some spending now giving, just trying to throw it over to them, make sure that y'all can fight and do it on y'all own. But they saying if it get to the point where we niggas want to ease up on money and then they need more defense, so we have to come in, we're gonna really be spending some money. I don't know exactly how true that is, but how could I speak to you and say that word without sharing that information that I heard like a day ago? It was the N.y.a show. Let me know your thoughts on this story. As always, I appreciate you guys. Per usual, share the story, like the story, and repost the story. It's the N.y.a show.